Shaquille O'Neal has addressed a book excerpt wherein his former spouse, Shaunie Henderson, confessed she may not have truly loved the NBA legend. Shaunie Henderson, a multifaceted figure known for her roles as a wife, mother, entrepreneur, producer, and the creative force behind the immensely popular reality TV show Basketball Wives, has unveiled her memoir, titled Undefeated: Changing the Rules and Winning on My Own Terms. Within its pages, she candidly shares her journey of discovering love, imparts invaluable guidance on nurturing Black children, and ignites a spark of inspiration for individuals to embrace life on their own terms. In her memoir, Shaunie Henderson, a mother of four and former spouse of NBA icon Shaquille O'Neal, disclosed, reflecting on the past, "I question whether I was truly ever in love with him." In her memoir, Henderson elucidated that she was enamored with the notion of being wedded to the man with whom I shared a family, and was captivated by the prospect of constructing a life together throughout their marriage. O'Neal took to his Instagram to respond. On an image, he wrote, "I understand I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. All love, Shaq." And he doubled down in the caption and said, "Trust me, I get it." O'Neal and Henderson's son Sharif commented, "Love you, man. You saved my life." The 24-year-old commented, "Literally the most lovable and likable person on the planet." When Henderson unveiled her memoir in January, she expressed in an interview that she felt apprehensive about revealing insights into her relationship with the basketball legend. She remarked, "I always had a fear of sharing too much and of telling my story that involved anybody else." She said, "I didn't want to disrespect someone else's story, even if it was a part of mine. But as I get older and do more things in the entertainment industry, I found that people have a misconception of who I am." O'Neal gracefully accepted Henderson's remarks and garnered ample support from both celebrities and fans. Henderson aims for her memoir to present her true self to readers. Within its pages, she candidly delves into the adversities, heartaches, setbacks, and victories that have shaped her into the person she is today, bravely sharing her own pain to offer solace and guidance to others grappling with their own challenges. O'Neal and Henderson maintain a strong co-parenting bond, jointly raising their four children, sons Sharif and Shaker, daughters Amira and Miera. Additionally, they collaborate in co-parenting Henderson's son Miles from a previous relationship, while O'Neal has a daughter, Tahira, with his ex-girlfriend Arnetta Yardborg. Henderson has remarried, and her husband, Pastor Keon Henderson, has embraced her as the First Lady of their church. It appears she has discovered a love that resonates deeply with her. O'Neal and Henderson divorced in 2011, after almost 9 years of marriage, and speaking earlier this week, she said the NBA legend kept going missing and that she is unsure if she ever truly loved him. When Shaquille O'Neal and his former wife, Shaunie Henderson, finalized their divorce in 2011, Shaq awarded Shaunie 3 homes in a settlement valued at approximately $33 million. The four-time NBA champion was also reportedly on the verge of paying nearly $200 million in alimony. Last year, Shaunie found love again and married Pastor Keon Henderson. While the Diesel remains single, his ex-wife Shaunie has embraced a settled life in a new home in Houston. The reality TV star recently offered fans a peek into her new residence. Although the showcased house is stunning, it's not the sole property Shaunie owns. Additionally, Shaq was reportedly paying around $50,000 per month in alimony. With an estimated net worth of approximately $400 million, the NBA icon has indulged in purchasing items he desires over the years. Similar to many superstar athletes, O'Neal owned multiple luxurious mansions worth millions. Particularly noteworthy was the colossal 76,000 square foot residence he built in Miami, Florida. Following the divorce, Shaq found it challenging to reside alone in the property without his children, for whom the house was constructed. Consequently, he sold the estate to a dentist for $11 million, thereby averting hefty alimony payments. Shaq's net worth could have taken a significant hit in the divorce settlement if not for a prenuptial agreement. Despite the prenup, the Hall of Famer was reportedly on the verge of paying nearly $200 million in alimony. O'Neal and Shaunie had a valid prenup in the state of Florida. However, it would have been rendered invalid in California, where Shaunie and her children resided at the time. However, since Shaq was playing for the Miami Heat when they first separated, the divorce proceedings took place in Florida. As a result, the prenup remained valid, ultimately sparing him from paying $200 million. On the other side, Shaunie Henderson was afraid of sharing. "I always had a fear of sharing too much and of telling my story that involved anybody else," Henderson says. I didn't want to disrespect someone else's story, even if it was a part of mine. But as I get older and do more things in the entertainment industry, I found that people have a misconception of who I am. Henderson says she isn't throwing him under the bus or anything like that, in the chapters reflecting on her marriage to O'Neal. Still, anything involving Shaquille is always a sketchy thing because he is who he is, and despite what our story is, no one ever wants to hear what could come across as not the greatest reputation, says Henderson, who admits that O'Neal's public confessions about the demise of their marriage made it easier to share her side. I was like, oh, okay, he told on himself, she laughs. I am literally telling my story and my journey, which he was a part of, she continues. So I have always been a little nervous about that. But I think I did a good job at sharing my story without destroying him because that's not my intent at all ever. Henderson expresses her anticipation for Basketball Wives fans to delve into Undefeated because the book isn't a typical tell-all from behind the scenes, but rather it articulates my sentiments towards the show and the women involved, she elaborates. Apart from her on-screen presence in the enduring series, Henderson holds the role of executive producer within the franchise. I believe it will showcase a different perspective from what they believe they know, she elaborates. I get a lot of slack of like, oh, you are depicting black women in a negative sense, and that was never my intention and never the goal, Henderson says. In the book, I am able to share my heart and how I feel about it. In May 2022, the reality star exchanged vows with Pastor Keon Henderson in a picturesque ceremony in Anguilla, marking a pivotal moment that she describes as embarking on a new journey in life. Now she hopes her story will inspire women to become financially, emotionally, and mentally independent and aware of how quickly things can change. There was a point in my life when I was completely dependent on my ex-husband and I didn't even realize it, Henderson says. I didn't realize it at all until we got a divorce. I didn't even realize I was so codependent until it slapped me in the face, Henderson continues. And that's on me. I take responsibility for that. It's not Shaquille's fault, that's not anybody else's fault, that's mine. But that's how I got to where I am right now, was that light bulb moment or reality moment that hit me that I had to do something to change the trajectory of life for me and my kids. Henderson tells, I just try to just share who I am in this book and make it make sense. I mean, maybe people will get it, maybe they won't. But I am not doing it for people. I think I am doing it just to kind of free myself. So what are your thoughts? Like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching.